It's not Bitcoin. It doesn't have a token, but it has a DNA of Bitcoin running through it. Joining us now to discuss is Damus founder and Nostr contributor, Will Casterin. Welcome, Will.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you again. So, what's the elevator pitch for Nostr? What is it?
So Nostr is a open network of free people who, who control their data, and it's a way where you can kind of post wherever you want, and it's not centrally controlled by a centralized entity like Twitter. It's just like an open network, kind of like Bitcoin. So there's a lot of people who are Bitcoiners on the network right now, but it's really for anyone who just likes freedom and likes to be able to post freely on the internet. That's kind of what Nostr is all about.
Right. So, Will, why is Nostr going to work where other, say, decentralized or censorship resistant social media attempts have failed or will fail?
So the reason why Nostr is going to work is because it's not a blockchain. A lot of people in the space think that blockchains solve all problems, but in reality, to build a really fast social network, you just need really good databases, which have existed for a long time. So this is kind of what Nostr is built on. It's just kind of standard dumb technology, just databases, but it's done in a very special way where there's no centralized entity that can control the speech. It's all the users control the data, and so I think that's kind of the biggest difference between other projects in this space.
Right. What I think is pretty interesting as well is that Jack Dorsey funded you guys. He knows a thing or two about social media. And when he funded development efforts for Nostr, how much of that funding has accelerated the growth of Nostr in general, or Nostr in general?
Yeah, I don't even know if it was the money, but just the fact that he got addicted to the network. So he spends a lot of time on the network, and people love to see that. They see Jack as this visionary who has built Twitter in the past, and he sees this as the next big thing, and that gets a lot of people excited. So I think that's a big part of it. Obviously, the money helps a lot as well. We've been giving out we call it the Nostr Fund, which is 15 Bitcoin that he gave for the network, and we've been giving that out every month, and it's just driving a lot of developer interest for sure.
Right. Will, you're not the CEO of Nostr. No one's the CEO of Nostr. Can you talk about the thing that it is that you mostly work on when it comes to Nostr? Does your day-to-day mostly consist of work on that, or on your protocol or your client Damus?
Yeah, this is actually the Nostr, headquarters. This is where it is. This is my bedroom. But no, not really. I'm the CEO of Damus, I guess, but Damus is just one client on the network. It would be like saying I'm the CEO of email. It doesn't really make sense. No one controls email. It's just kind of a way that servers use to talk to each other. So no one's the CEO of Nostr. It's all a shared protocol. Nostr in Latin actually means hours, which is kind of cool. I don't think it was intended that, but that's kind of how I see it. It's the protocol itself is all of ours, and then so I work on the client. So I'm building an iOS client, and there's other people building web clients, but we're all kind of working together to build this bigger thing that's growing.
So you mentioned Bitcoin a little bit. How is Nostr related to or implementing Bitcoin?
Yeah, so we just integrate into the Lightning Network because why not? It's an open, permissionless protocol, just like Nostr. So it makes a lot of sense that let's just plug that in. So we're not building on top of Bitcoin. We just utilize the Lightning Network. So one thing we do is we can put Lightning addresses in your profile, and then clients integrate a little Lightning button where you click it, and it just sends Bitcoin over Lightning. So it's kind of trivial to do because with Bitcoin you don't have to ask permission to do integrations or anything. You just kind of can just build on top of it. So as a Bitcoiner, I worked on Bitcoin Core and I worked on Lightning nodes, and it was natural to me just to add that into a social network. And we're starting to see that just integrating Bitcoin into these things, it's just putting Bitcoin in front of more and more people who might not have even noticed it or even heard about it. But once it's integrated into an app, like a social network, they don't even have to know how Bitcoin works. It just works, which is kind of cool to see. So it's like a light bulb moment for a lot of people. Right.
It's cool that you're able to kill two birds with one stone, right? Decentralized, censorship-resistant social media, and then money as well on top of that.
Yeah. They synergize very well. Free speech and free money, right? So.
Right. But to that, what do you view as main blockers for mass adoption of Nostr for social media, right? Why am I going to get off Twitter when I can just use Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, centralized solutions, they're established. Twitter's been around for a long time and their apps are really good. So we have a lot of catching up to do to just get that user experience to what Twitter is. But I feel like we can do it eventually. It's still very early. Damus is only about a year old, and Twitter's been around for 15 years or so.
Right.
So Yeah, I think we'll get there, but yeah, building on a decentralized protocol is a little bit tougher than a centralized solution. So.
Right. Have you had a chance to look at any of the other Jack Dorsey-backed social medias, decentralized social medias like Blue Sky? Have you had a chance to look at that?
Yeah, Blue Sky is curious because it's like you need to be invited to join it. So it's like if it's really decentralized, like why do I need permission? So so it's always thought it was kind of weird. So they say they're so then it's just a different solution, and some people like it, some people don't. I just don't feel like it's open and it's not as interesting as Nostr, because Nostr is much bigger than social media, and Blue Sky is just social media. So
right. So you're hinting at Nostr being bigger than just social media. What else could it be other than social media?
Yeah, so Nostr actually stands for notes and other stuff transmitted over relays. So that other stuff is kind of where, so notes are just, you can just send a tweet. A tweet is like a note, but there's other stuff. So you can have application data. So one of the things in the network is something called a zap, which I created, which is just just another Nostr note that represents a Lightning payment. So we're able to like tally whenever you get paid on the network, you can actually see how much you got paid on a post. We can tally those on a post. So it's kind of very similar to like when you see a like on a Twitter post, now you can see the amount of sats that was earned on a post. So just being able to integrate new types of data into the network allows you to build these decentralized applications that can all interoperate. And we're just starting to see some people are building a lot of these cool new applications now. So we're kind of building like this parallel web, like this Nostr web of interoperable applications. And it's really exciting to see where that's going to go.
Right. We're going to decentralize GitHub. Is that what we're going to do?
That's the plan. Jack has a 10 Bitcoin bounty on that. So if anyone wants to do that on Nostr, there's a lot of people working on it right now. So yeah, we're going to decentralize GitHub because we need to do that anyway. So
awesome. Will, appreciate you joining us. That's all the time we have for you today.
Cheers.
Thank you, Will. That was Damus founder, Will Casterin.